With another season has come many new anime, and this season, there's a show for everyone, but with over 25 new shows, it can be hard to decide which ones to watch and which ones to avoid. So instead of wasting your time, let someone who wastes their time every day decide which ones to watch for you. Whether you enjoy fantasy, isekai, slice of life, romance, or action, there's a show for you. Look at these dolls. And look at her eating. It's rare you see animation this beautiful with such a great story to match. In the best anime of the season, My Dress-Up Darling, the MC Gojo makes Hina dolls, but is only good at making the clothing, which is luckily all he needs to help the other main character, Marin, an aspiring cosplayer. After watching the trailer, I thought, oh, another romance anime with a shy male MC, I wonder what happens. And while this is still true for My Dress-Up Darling, the creator had a lot more to add. The show has great humor and great character development, which feels quite rare for this particular genre. Overall, it's a great show, the relationship between Gojo and Marin is amazing, and I will definitely be watching this week to week. Moving to a more action-based anime, Saboku Bisco takes place in an apocalyptic world where a disease called the rusting is prevalent. The disease causes rust to grow on your body, eventually killing you, and is a big threat to the lives of the people in the show. The civilizations in this apocalyptic world are facing another problem, in mushroom terrorism. Mushroom spores cause the rusting, and the MC Akaboshi Bisco uses a bow to create the mushrooms where he shoots. And it's, well, effective, to say the least. I've never seen the main character of a show be a terrorist, but Bisco is an interesting character, so I think it works. So. At first glance, the Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation on a Deck can look generic, but it feels different from many of the other fantasy anime I've seen. It's most similar to How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, a show that's also getting a season 2 this winter. The MC, Crown Princess Wayne Salema Arbalest's father, has died and he hopes to sell his kingdom, but to do so, he needs to make it a more attractive purchase, his goal in the show. If Genius Prince takes the same route as Realist Hero did, it will definitely be one of the best anime of the year. A common trend in sports anime continues with flying colors this year, as Futsal Boys did a poor job at explaining the sport and its exposition, and unlike some shows like Remain, which was also lacking in exposition, Futsal Boys does not have characters interesting enough to retain my attention, or most likely any of its viewers' attentions. The plot doesn't go far from look at these people play a sport, and it's highly unlikely I will ever continue to watch this anime.
But regardless, Danbolf, I command you, in the name of Solomon, strike down all Kite's foes! Let the world know the meaning of your moniker, the one-man army.
Of course, as you wish.
I'm not going to start raising the bar for fantasy anime, because most of the time it feels like they can't even reach the bar that's already set. But the CG animation in She Professed Herself, Pupil of the Wise Man is, well, just take a look. Yeah, you can make your own opinion on what you just saw, but I think the problem is very clear. On top of that, the story feels played out, and with the world that was presented, if more time was just put into the actual show, I feel like it could have been very good. The world that was set up was a large one full of many different kingdoms, and the way the exposition made it seem, I thought the show was going to go a more political route, like Log Horizon did, and I think this approach would have lent to its quality very well, but unfortunately, about halfway through this first episode, the show kind of took a twist into where it is now, and it's just not good. I would not watch this.
この馬車の何倍もあるかも。
面白いことを言いますね。そんなの天才級の魔物じゃないですか。
Enough content was squeezed into the first episode of The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest to fill 4 episodes in any other anime. I don't want to seem unfeeling, but I don't care about the characters when I've watched them for 5 minutes. Sometimes when watching an anime, I wonder if maybe they weren't given enough episodes to properly fit in all the content they wanted to use, and this is a perfect example of that. Despite this, of the 3 trash shows I've mentioned, I'm most likely to watch this anime just to see the MC be overpowered. A simplistic anime with great animation, but a pretty boring storyline. Akobi Sailor Uniform has by far the most beautiful animation of the season, but its storyline doesn't exactly grab one's attention. I'll probably just wait for this anime to completely release and then I'll just binge watch the whole thing in one night, but even with the lacking storyline, the incredible animation alone makes the show worth watching.
Link start!
お客さん、朝ですよ。
Ah yes, an anime about someone living in a video game world. The idea for an anime like this is, well, unoriginal to say the least. If it wasn't good the 5th try, why would it be good the 50th try? But you know, it's probably the viewers' faults for always watching these video game isekais. There's not really anything new in World of Dale, so if you want to know what the show is about, just read the descriptions of all the other shows just like it. I always think that maybe if as a community we were to band together and stop watching these shows, it's likely the industry would have to adapt all together by creating original and groundbreaking shows. That being said, I am still going to watch the entire show, but just for future reference, maybe we should eventually stop watching these.
リチャード悪魔の子母親に捨てられたか当然だお前が生まれた日恐ろしい嵐が木々をなぎ倒したフクロウが泣いた夜泣きガラスが泣いた不運な時代がやってきたと知らせるため
Why, when I'm reading a top review on an anime, do I always have to see the words, the manga? In every fandom, it seems that the people that encountered the written version first won't stop talking about how the movie or TV adaptation is doing something wrong. By no means would I say Requiem of the Rose King is a great show, but according to Mal, this show is worse than The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest and is only a little better than She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man and Futsu Boys. I'm sorry, have we been watching the same shows? Requiem of the Rose King takes place during the Wars of the Roses, civil wars that occurred in England during the late 15th century, in which houses of Lancaster and York fought for control of the English throne. And these were real things that happened. Specifically, the anime takes great influence from Shakespeare's writings of the war. This show is not great, but do not let Mal fool you. It is definitely worth a watch. Thanks everyone for listening. This was my first seasonal anime review, but I hope to do one every season from here on out. If anyone watching has any tips to improve the videos, please write them in the comments below and I will read all of them. Thanks again everyone for listening, and until next time, have a good one.